Welcome to another edition of the Side Dive Podcast. Uh, your host, William Johnson, aka Alvin Mack. If you ain't seen the program, you got a problem. Pipes Diggy, Tim Jaspering, and I don't know how we got here, but Vernon Johnson, VJ, is Bill Walton. Yeah, I'll be honest, people. That worries me.
Yeah, this was going to
Hopefully,
be.
hopefully there's no channeling.
I was going to say this was going to be Tuesday. Bill Walton's here. Story time.
Yeah, hopefully there's no channeling of Bill Walton. I won't channel Alvin Mack if you don't channel Bill Walton. Um, yeah, we are. Is it 16 days?
I think so.
16 days away from the first Cyclone football game against UNI, and everybody's I'm sure by now is just chopping at the bits, making their tailgating plans, where they're watching the games and all that. And I'm just ready for it to start myself. Um, this is our prediction show. You're going to hear what we think about this upcoming season and what we want from this upcoming season. So let's start there. You know, obviously it was a tumultuous summer, and we have a lot of moving pieces. We're going to see a lot of new faces. So what is it that you let's do it like this. Two part. What do you want and what are you expecting?
Okay.
And we know we all want an undefeated season. So let's go ahead. If you're wondering, I'm a little under the weather. That's why I'm playing old person underneath the shawl. So, okay.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, we obviously we all can't be UCF, but we all won a national championship. So other than that, what are you expecting? What do you want?
What do I want? I want to see a team that the last game of the season is playing for something. Hopefully, it's a ball game or whatever, or a better ball game. But even if it's not, I want it to be like Campbell's first year, where that game against Texas Tech. It was the end of the year. They had just won. I think they were on they had won one. Either that was the second one or that was the third, where they finished out the season strong, and they smoked Texas Tech 66-10. So if the season doesn't end up in a bowl game, I'd like to see it where they're just still where you have hope for the next season by what you saw. So
that's what you want.
Yeah.
Now,
what do I expect? What do I expect? I guess that's what I expect too. I don't expect a bowl game. I don't expect that, but I think everybody's acting. I don't know. It just seems like 2 years ago, every preseason, all anybody talked about was where Matt Campbell's going to go. And now all of a sudden he can't coach. So
he runs a bad program. It's no longer a 5-star culture, all that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right. So, yeah, that's what I expect them to get back to that. So,
BJ, Bill Walton.
I'm gonna go with. I wish I knew some Grateful Dead songs so I could at least pull that into the conversation. But Bill Walton was not a good one. That was not a good name. Let's go with. I will say this. I I'm down on the squad, so I would hope that Iowa State could be 500.
That's what you
I would
want.
hope. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You want them to be 500. You.
so bowl
Yeah.
eligible.
Ooh.
I mean that's barely. What
Yeah.
do I think is going to happen?
Plug your ears, Cyclone fans.
I know. I mean, I'm not saying it's a toilet bowl, but 4 wins.
That's fair. They reset. So after the guys got suspended, I know Circa has the over under set at 5 now, and it only dropped a half a game after those guys left.
Okay.
After they found out those guys weren't going to be playing.
Which tells you how they felt about them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another thing that goes into this. It's like everybody's like, oh, they lost all these starters. Well, it's like Vegas was like, well, that's just a half a game, and we've got all these young guys you haven't even seen play. So
Vegas said, and
yeah. So
shit.
well, yeah. I mean, like kind of like what we talked about last time. You had, Remsburg that was hurt all the time. Brock was hurt,
Yeah.
and Deckers was very inconsistent, So, but yeah. If the new offensive line coach pays off or shows dividends right away, I think it could be a bowl season.
Yeah. What do I want? I want them to get to a bowl game because it would register a jump back into the direction that Iowa State was going. And I want to see a consistent quarterback. I've lobbied for J.J. Cole out the box, but I don't care. I don't care if it's J.J. Cole. I don't care if it's Rocco Beck. I don't care if they put Arlen Harris back there. I don't care if they put Dominic Orange back there. I just want somebody to go out there and be consistent and not where every time they drop back, we're all like, what's going to happen? And yeah, what do I expect to happen? I'm more on the Bill Walton train. That I think it's going to be another rough one. I think Iowa State's going to snatch defeats out of the jaws of victory a few times. I think due to a lack of experience, the QB play is going to be shaky. So, I can't. I'm about to try to bust out an analogy, but my mind is scrambled, so I ain't gonna butcher it. So, but yeah, that's what I expect Iowa State fans to leave a lot of games going, how the hell did we lose that? I just and I hope it's not hope it's not the first
First.
one. But I mean, every Cyclone fan is worried because it's you and I. It's always been that way. I mean, shit, I was telling some dudes about the damn Drake game at that time in the Mud Bowl and the torrential storm and
that
how
game
we
was weird.
snuck out a win in that game. And I'm like, Iowa State has a history of playing down to these games, so yeah, that's what I want and expect. And I never wanted to be so wrong about something. So yeah, that's where we're at. So let's just get into it. Speaking of said Panthers of UNI, the purple and gold. They are purple and gold, correct?
Yep.
The purple and gold of UNI coming from Cedar Falls. That first game, September 2nd, 16 days away. How we feeling?
I did. They had the UNI radio play-by-play guy on the radio for an interview, and basically, if I remember right, they returned their quarterback, which is he's a Michigan State transfer, Theo Day, and he was awesome last year.
Can he run?
No, he's kind of a pocket guy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And, yeah, because they had that. His name's slipping my mind right now, but the kid from Lincoln that just scrambled all over last time.
I remember.
Yeah.
When I found out he ran, I was just like, God,
Yeah. This is the guy that took over for him. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But.
Well, shit. Does Michigan State have any quarterbacks left?
Yeah, no kidding. They probably.
You and I was at Auburn. Right.
But
I do. Yeah.
If I remember right, what the interview, he said a lot of new guys on the offensive line, defensive line. Their defensive line is stacked, but their back seven is pretty much all new. So,
well, that'll be good.
Which
that will help whoever's QB, provided that it gets the. I mean, granted, if it gets the protection, it ain't gonna matter. But
right, yeah.
So, what do we think? We think it's a W.
I say it's a W. Yes,
I did too.
That's a W. I agree. Let's move on next week to the Betters Bowl, brought to you by DraftKings and FanDuel. You have that school from out east traveling west to play our beloved Cyclones. We snuck out with a 10-7.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder.
Win last year.
You remember that Hunter Deckers video? He was like second. He was talking to that girl, and he was like, second game, $500.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hope he got paid.
Facts. You don't need that money now.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need that money to pay for school.
But he was trying to tell her. He was right.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So, last year after the season, I said, "God damn, I would trade that Hawkeye win because it seemed like it kind of messed up our season."
Well,
and all of a sudden, it's I don't know how versed you all are in Mortal Kombat, but there's a villain in there named Shang Tsung, and he absorbs the souls of his victims. And I'm like, that's what we did. we literally absorbed the soul of Iowa's offense, and it plagued us the rest of the season. I'm like, yeah, if you would have told me that we lose to Iowa, but we win a bunch of them other games, I'd have said, go ahead. I'll take all them little brother jokes.
Yeah.
Little brother jokes. You can't beat us, and we go to and we're bowling and shit like that. But,
So do you remember our post game react with after that game?
It was our biggest view.
All right. Yes, true. But I remember I wasn't letting you. I'm like, no, we're not talking about any of the bad stuff we saw today because we ended the streak. But obviously, what you want to talk about that day just rolled on through the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just crazy because it's like, I mean, as the games are going on and I'm watching the offense, and it's like, I'm like, how did we become them? I mean, everybody is talking about Brian Ferentz, but it looks like he's coaching both teams because both those offenses were horribly bad. So,
too bad. Tom Manning's dad doesn't work at Iowa State.
Yeah. So how are we feeling about the Hawkeye game? Do we get them in Ames for a back-to-back? I mean, they've got a new QB, but I mean, I would assume because they didn't change anybody on the coaching staff, it's going to be a run-heavy game, and then he's going, and then is it McCarthy? Is that who they got?
No, for the running back?
Or, no, quarterback.
No, you're thinking of Michigan's quarterback that beat the dude. Oh, that beat the dude out, McNamara.
Oh, wait. So who's at Iowa?
McNamara. Cade McNamara.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I assume they're still going to be run heavy because they've got the same coaches.
Yep.
The receiving core is not spectacular. That being said, what do y'all think? Win or loss?
Well, you obviously haven't seen on they had a scrimmage last week, and the dude was like on a rollout, and he took off up the field and went and basically went down. He pulled something and pulled himself out of practice, and they said it was they said it was a quad pull or something.
Eek.
So it could be like they said it.
That's gonna be around all season.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna ask you guys, being track guys.
Quad or hamstring?
Uh-huh.
It's like Norton last
year.
Yeah. You're going to deal with it all season.
So
what are you gonna say, VJ?
I'm just saying soft tissue.
Yeah. I mean, the only way to fix that is by doing nothing. Well, you're not gonna do nothing. I mean, shit, I had those and still ran. So yeah, he's still gonna go out there, but it's gonna affect him.
But I'm saying we get the W. It's a very close game.
So Vernon's saying we're not making a bowl game, but we're starting out 2-0.
Wait till okay. I'll just let the cat out of the bag. We're gonna go 3-0.
All right.
And then
all right. So I'll have something to say about that. Yeah.
Right
I would say just the amount of veteran players that they have, and how many young players we have that haven't that we have no idea what they can even do yet. I can't pick Iowa State in that game.
I tend to agree with you, Pipes. This is gonna be the first of those. How do we lose that game?
I could see that.
I think.
I could see some youth doing something stupid. Well,
it's gonna be a turnover or some shit.
Well,
it's gonna be
previous 5 years. That's how we lost. I mean, we lost it. Pretty
the punt.
much. Yeah.
the turnovers.
Yeah.
The last time they played that's 2 years ago, wasn't it? Didn't we have turnovers in that one?
Well, this last year was the first time we won the turnover battles and won the game. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got two, one up, two down for Iowa.
Hey, Wade, we got something to write these down. We got to write these down as we go through them, just see how we come out. So
I'm just gonna go back when I watched.
Oh, I want to see what we're at the end, because right now we're both 1-1. BJ's 2-0.
Yeah. All right then.
And I want to see if it's close to what I sent you last night. Either way.
So you and I. Iowa, LWL. Okay. Then the Cyclones head on the road to Athens, I believe.
Yep.
To take on the Ohio Bobcats. Where my boy Reef is now point guard. Left Creighton. Yeah. Now he's at Ohio.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would tell him he needs to root for the Cyclones, but I won't do that to him. But I feel that's a win.
Me too. I don't think it's gonna be easy. I think it's gonna.
No. I don't think we're going to have an easy.
Well, I mean, last year we blew them out at home, and I think I think they went on and I don't know if I can't remember if they won the MAC, but they did. But I'm pretty sure they played the championship. So yeah, I think we pull it out though.
W.
BJ's 3-0.
Yeah, fans are excited.
Well, we are well on that way to that 500 in bowl game.
We're 500.
Which also means we're gonna have according to VJ, we're gonna have a horrible back end of the season.
Yep.
The week after that, the Clones are back home for the Big 12 opener against Okie Light.
I like where this game's at because they're
early in the season. You mean, or
yeah, because they're going through the same thing we are. They're trying to figure out who the quarterback's going to be. They just had Arlen Bruce, the receiver. I just read an Oklahoma State article. So Arlen Bruce, who was at Iowa, obviously he was betting on games he was playing in. So he transferred to Oklahoma State. Now he can't play. And so now that they're converting tight ends to receivers now. So they've got a new quarterback, and they're trying to find receivers.
Did they say who the quarterback is going to be?
Well, so do you remember Alan Bowman? He started at Tech.
Oh yeah. So he started at Tech, went to Michigan. Obviously, didn't play there. Then they got a kid out of Gretna. I hope his ass stays on the bench.
What position?
QB.
Oh, really?
Yep. Because he can throw and he can run. And I was like, Oklahoma State got a goddamn steal in this kid. I watched it. I watched him play, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, he's gonna be giving people fits when he finally gets to play.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not playing. So, it's like the old Spider-Man meme with everybody pointing at each other with Okie State.
Well, they have a new defensive coordinator this year too. He's gonna imagine that he's trying to set him up for the 3-3-5.
Well, weren't they running a little version of that already?
They were more 4-2-5.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, before when they were good with Jim Knowles, Derek Mason was their defensive coordinator last year, and he retired. So
okay. So what are we thinking here?
I got a win on this one.
We got the L for VJ. I got the L too. Back to back. How do we lose that?
Home opener.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Oh no, that's not. Well, the home Big 12 opener.
Big 12 opener. Yeah. How do we lose that? We're gonna walk away.
No, I feel good about this one, honestly. They had a ton of guys transfer last year, so they've got a ton of new players, a new defensive system, newish quarterback.
So right now, the tallies are both of you have Iowa State at 3-1, and I have them at 2-2, which brings us to next week when we're at Okie. So we're at OU.
I'll be there.
Do we need to discuss this one?
You're going? You're going?
Yep.
Oh, cool. All right. Cool.
You think they're gonna blow us out, Vernon?
All I'm going to say is I don't think we're going to win.
I don't think we're gonna win either. But Brent Venables, I don't think is the answer for them. So I think this game is closer than it should be. Even interesting, I would say.
Well, it's the last shot at them.
Yep.
So.
And Campbell's, they've always played well down there. Obviously, Brock Purdy was a quarterback for most of them, but they've always played well down there. I know it's different coaching staff for Oklahoma, but I think we've always played well down there. So I think it's going to be interesting.
I would say just scored.
You got the soccer game on?
Yeah.
Is it 1-1 now?
2-1. Oh, caromed off an Arizona player past the goalie. 2-1, 27 minutes left in the game. Go Plomes. Yeah, everybody got a loss.
Yep.
Okay. And now another big one, October 7th. TCU, the Jack Trice Legacy game. Yeah. We couldn't have had that November 4th against Kansas? Or September 2nd versus UNI?
We're winning this one. We're winning this one. TCU's another team. New quarterback?
Well, I don't think they have a quarterback issue.
Look at all the close games. Look at all the. Right, but it's a new quarterback, and he's replacing a guy that was he the Heisman runner-up?
Yeah, well, it's funny because the dude who's this year was supposed to be starting last year before he got hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're replacing a lot of guys, and
they're replacing a lot of people.
Yeah,
because we got our butts kicked last year, right?
What? Yeah. Yes.
And that team went to the national championship.
But
right.
Look at all the close games they won last year.
Yeah, they had to struggle.
Yes,
in a lot of those games.
Yes, and by the time we played them, last game of the season, our guys had checked out, and they played like it.
And they were fighting for something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's earlier in the season.
Well, yeah, because they knew they were playing for the playoff to get in the playoff.
So you have it as a win, VJ. Who else? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it either. This isn't going to be one of those. How do we lose that one either? It's just one we lost. Um,
Next.
Apparently,
we love to go. We love to go to Ohio
yeah.
because it's at Cincy. Shout out to Lichtenberg.
Yay.
Yeah, nephew's still with the team. He'll have split alliances, I'm sure. He's a hardcore Cyclone fan. Daddy was a coach here, but you know what? Nephew is a backup quarterback at Cincinnati, so they're at all the Cincinnati games. So yeah, that's going to be that's going to pull up the heartstrings for that whole family because they are all diehard Cyclone fans. But
Yeah.
you know, they support Brady like hell. That being said, I think Iowa State goes in there and wins.
I do too. That's another team. New coach, a lot of turnover with players,
Yeah, they're in a little bit of a flux.
and Satterfield came from Louisville, and I think he left there because I think he's an Ohio guy. I think that's why he's working at Cincy. But I was not impressed with how he did at Louisville. So, yeah, all their new players, new head coach. I know it's on the road, but if we do have some momentum and we do have guys that are starting to come around, yeah, that's a good spot to get a conference road game. BJ step out.
Possibly.
What's up?
Mike's still on, but the camera's out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. That's my bad. I had to get up for a hot second.
I didn't know if you had turned it off. I figured you turned it off on purpose.
Yeah.
So what say you on Cincy?
I'm trying to do the math on future games here. You know what? It's away. Nope. Loss. Nope.
That was easy.
Yeah.
So after 7 games, Pipes, you have the Clones at 5-2. VJ, you have the Clones at 3-4, including losing the last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I have them also at 3-4. So it's kind of trending in the way that both of us thought, according to ours. And then there's a bye week. Hopefully we don't find a way to lose that. And then it's at Baylor.
Yeah. That's the game. That's the game for me that it's going to be like, yeah, how did that happen? Because stupid shit always happens at Baylor. Always.
True. If there's a game on this schedule that I really want to win, it's this Baylor game. Because I just don't like Baylor. I just don't. I didn't like them back when Rule was there. I don't like them with Aranda.
Well, yeah. What do you remember the brawl with Rule?
Yeah. That being said, I think we're still gonna lose.
So, I do too. But one thing, so Aranda had that last year. Everybody was picking him to win the championship.
Yeah.
Joey McGuire was one of his main assistants. Goes to Tech, where Tech, had a good season last year. So I wonder how much that had to do with his early success.
Maybe.
So I still think it's a loss, but I think it's going to be interesting.
BJ. Goddamn, homeboy. Well, you got Iowa State winning some goddamn games down the stretch then.
No, remember, I haven't won 4 or 5.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. So
But-
now we're getting to November.
Here we go. The light is getting ready to get turned on here.
All right.
KU.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's a W for VJ. If we can't get that, if we can't stop them quarterback runs, it's going to be an L. But I still think it's going to be a W.
I do too. I think Kansas quarterback was at the Big 12 Media Day with a $50,000 necklace that was playing its highlights on some type of iPod.
I saw that shit. That shit was fucking fire. I love that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that's fucking sweet. Shout out to that fucking man. No.
His
No,
junior,
I
or-
thought that was hot. I've seen
How
some
did he make
wild, crazy shit. I mean, being a rap fan, you've seen some wild stuff. But I hadn't seen that one. So shout out to him and his people for coming up with that.
Dude, he should have put up like an iPad on there. Be like Flavor Flav, you know?
Yeah.
Be new school Flavor Flav.
No, I saw that and I was like, you know what? Shout out to that man for that self promotion. In the day and age when you got to self promote, hey, shout out to that cat for getting that done. That being said, hope he has a shitty game against the Clones.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a W. So everybody's got Iowa State beating Kansas.
Mhm.
Then on the road, it's annoying that we are playing all these newcomers on the goddamn road. But we got to go to, is it Provo?
Yep.
Provo, BYU. Hopefully it won't be one of them stupid whiteouts. They ain't going to put no whiteout for us.
No.
Yeah.
So,
I know nothing about BYU, I got to be honest. So I'm just treating it like it's going to be a road game and it's going to be a struggle and we're probably going to lose.
this is the first time they've ever played 10 Power 5 teams ever.
True. I mean, they might be worn the hell out
And that's
by
what
the time they get to Iowa State.
Yeah. It is on the road though. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how they. And actually, I stumbled on some BYU YouTube channel. It was like a preseason. I mean, it was. I think it was like they have like a Longhorn network, but that's what they brought up about that the 10 Power 5s. But I still have it as a loss just because going out there on the road.
Iowa State will be their 10th game.
Yeah. So
And who knows? They might be looking past because the next week is when they'll have their whiteout because OU is coming to town.
yep,
So
I can see that.
they will have played Texas 2 weeks prior on the road, and they're at West Virginia, which is going to be difficult. And then they're home against Iowa State, and then they're home against OU and at Okie State to finish the season. So, you know, they got their Sam Houston and their Southern Utah. But after that, you know, it's Arkansas, Kansas, Cincinnati, TCU, Texas Tech, Texas, West Virginia, us,
Yeah.
OU, and Okie State. That's a lot.
Yep.
I mean, nothing like easing in. They
Yeah.
are not easing in to like, hey, welcome to the Big 12. Welcome to
Yep.
Power 5 football.
Yep.
Here you go. We spared you by not putting Baylor on, but they beat Baylor.
Yep. Last year.
But I don't think they beat them this year. Because they'd probably be at Baylor. So.
Yeah.
So I still think we're gonna lose, but
Yeah.
what do y'all think?
No, that's why I had it as a loss. But I think it's gonna be. I could see us winning that one though, just because.
Oh, I
of what we just
agree.
talked about. Yeah.
BJ?
It's an L. Iowa State starts out strong to start the season. They go on that losing streak. They get KU, feel pretty good.
Back
Not
on the
focused in
losing
this
streak.
game. Lose to BYU.
Okay. And then, I don't even like to mention their names. Texas comes to town. Last time. First of all, before we even get into a win or a loss, how nasty is the crowd going to be to Texas?
It depends. If we have any kind of momentum going into that game will be crazy. If not, yeah,
It's just going to be another game.
yeah.
I mean, here's what I hope we keep it in the stands and nothing is outside of the stadium.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think
With their raggedy ass fans, but we're known to beat up people's bands. So, I am a person who is always down on Texas until they prove something. I mean, no team in college football has had loftier expectations every year, and every year ended up doing nothing, being average. And people think Sarkisian is going to do this, do that. Hey, it's extremely easy to do a whole lot when you're sitting as the OC at Alabama. When you got those type of athletes. I mean, look at all the receivers they got.
Dude, he was
in
at
the
USC.
NFL.
He was at USC. He had a hard time there. He went to Washington. He had a hard time there. He's like a career 7-5 head coach.
And I don't think it's going to be any different. I like Iowa State for this win.
Oh man.
I like Iowa State for the upset.
So what do I have him? What do I have him right now? Probably like 5-4, 6-4, 5-4.
6-4.
Oh yes, yeah. We're 6-4. Yeah, we're winning this one. What? And if Texas hasn't lived up to their expectations for this year, rolling in November. I mean, you remember last time they were here, it was a nice day, but as soon as we got up, they just rolled over.
They got throttled.
Yeah. Even though Isaiah Lee bet against us.
I was going to say, Isaiah Lee didn't believe. But I think Iowa State pulls off the upset. What say you all?
Like I said, I got a 6-4.
Well,
So I think
BJ's already got his 4 wins, so I'm
Okay.
assuming this is a loss for him.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and put you down for a loss for K-State too. We'll get to that in a minute. But what do you think, Pipes?
Oh, about K-State or?
No, Texas.
Oh, no. I just think that the two factors are how our season's going and how their season's going. If they're rolling in here with maybe one road loss to Alabama, could be a rough day for us. If they've already lost 2 or 3, they're probably going to roll over. If a couple things go bad.
I mean, they've got tough ass games right before us. They've got back-to-back K-State and TCU.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So.
I mean, going into that game. I mean, obviously they're at Alabama. They're at Baylor. We know what Kansas does to them. Kansas
Sure.
gives them fits.
You're looking at their schedule. Oklahoma doesn't have to play Kansas State, Tech, or Baylor.
Huh.
Yeah.
They're at Houston. They got BYU at home, and then it's K-State at home, at TCU, and then at Iowa State. So they're coming off back-to-back games against teams that are going to try to smash mouth them and grind the game out. So that's going to be a tad bit on the difficult side for them, I believe. That's one of the reasons I think I feel more confident about the Ducks. So Alpha VJ, you got win or lose, Pipes?
Win or lose, K-State?
No, Texas.
Oh, no, I said we had the momentum at 6. I've already got 6-4. That's our 7th win.
Okay. So going into the last week of the season,
Or no, I must have us 8. Do I have us 8-4?
you got 7-4.
7-4. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
VJ has us at 4-7. I got us at 5-6, which means, and it's K-State, and it's here, right?
No, it's on the road.
Oh, damn.
I marked that down wrong. I didn't put that on there when I.
Yeah.
I have it as a loss, keeping us from bowl eligibility.
I did too. I got us lost, but we're 7-5. We're all right.
Yep, 7-5, 4-8 for VJ, and 5-7 for moi.
So, but then again, we beat. If I have us beating Texas, we have momentum going into that too. They have like a whole new defense also, but that's what we do too. So, still a loss for me though.
So there you have it, people. Those are our predictions. What say you? Feel free to put them down in the comments section down below. If you hadn't hit that red subscribe button, go ahead and hit that, and tell your people to hit that as well. All right. I ain't got anything else.
No, I'm just waiting for the Cyclone beers to come out.
Oh, that's right. 7 minutes left. 7.5 minutes left. Iowa State still holding the 2-1 lead over Arizona in women's soccer. So, cool. All right. Well, with that being said, look for us next week. We got the socials. Feel free to talk to us. We don't bite. You know, I may portray the angry man, but you know what? I've been meditating. Big bro got me into meditating. I'm getting more zen-like.
I gotta hear about this.
You know what? It's a kindler and gentler. I'm gonna say it. A kindler and gentler Big Sexy.
Oh man.
Bring the tattoo back. Back.
It might be bigger. It might be bigger and bolder.
Or bigger and sexier.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know how we get out of here. Go Cyclone.
Go Cyclones.